Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Remember, no matter who you are valid. It is indeed a brand new day, and hokey smokes, it's been a rough day so far. It is noon. It was almost 8 o'clock in the morning when I finally got out of bed, because I've had such a lack of sleep over the past month. So I got a little bit of sleep. I take my blood pressure medication at 7 o'clock. So I was an hour late. Oh boy. But at least I got some rest. But it's also damp and wet and raining outside. So I haven't stepped outside. Well, I've stepped outside to check the weather and all that. So I've been outside. But I haven't been outside. Normally, I've been going for walks, but I'm trying to change things up, trying to alter things a little bit now that I've got a computer system and all that, so we shall see what occurs. But it's been a late day, and that's the way life is. So thumbs up on that. Now, one of the things I did want to talk about, I don't have the box here, because I took this out of the box because I put the cards inside the sleeves, and that adds a whole bunch of bulk to their thickness. But one thing I did pick up, because it was super cheap, it was Sherlock Holmes Solitaire. You're trying to solve missions with cards. You can be like, now that's supposed to be Watson. To me, he looks like a thug. But you've got Watson, or you can play as Holmes, trying to move the cards so you can actually see. And then you've got these threat cards, and you have investigation cards, and then, oopsie, I threw it on the floor. Well, that's great. You have these wound things. You can only have 3 wounds, then you're gone. You put it on its side at first. You take the next one, it goes to here, and then it goes to here, and then it goes to you're gone. Let me see if I can get this card off the floor. Because I gotta get my fingernail underneath the card, of course, and then lift it up. So, yay. But one thing you're trying to do, because reviews have called this more solitaire, less Sherlock Holmes, and yeah, there's basically nothing about the actual characters, but these investigations have numbers on them, and these threats have letters on them. And what you're trying to do, you draw 4 cards each turn, and you're trying to make sets of the investigation numbers. So you want to have 4 2s in your set, but they need to be separated by a threat card, and they need to be separated by different threat cards, and there's A, B, C, and D. So if you have a 2, you need to separate each of them by these threats, and you're drawing the cards, and you're trying to get all the threats and all of the investigations to make your thing. You have an office, and you have a crime scene. You have to put 2 cards here, 2 cards here. And if you can't place cards, you take wounds. And you take 3 of them, you're gone. So you draw cards, you're trying to make sets. And if you, on the investigation side, if you have a pair of cards, you look upon your character, and if you have a set of 2s, you move a card from investigation to crime scene. Pair of 3s, move a threat. Pair of 4s, you can dig through the deck, that sort of thing. So when you get double cards, you do things, and then you just keep drawing cards, making sets, taking wounds, until you either perish or win. You need 3 sets, whether it be 1s, 2s, and 3s, or 2, 3s, and 4s, all the way up. So and that's that game, and I've played it. It's fast setup. You just shuffle them and then turn over 4. It's pretty fun. Like they say, much less investigation and much more just solitaire. Thumbs up for that. But also, I had therapy yesterday. When I say therapy, I mean physical therapy. And I'm not quite clicking with the physical therapist. I need information given to me in a certain way, and I got really frustrated because I wasn't getting that information. Part of it, and I have well, I can't, not within range, there's these rubber things that stretch and you use them for like physical therapy. She took a piece, knotted it in the middle. I'm supposed to put it in the door and then use it to stretch things out. Now, when I was hanging on to these things, because she had them up high in the door and it was pulling high, my arms out to the side were being pulled like this. And she was saying, okay, let your arms go forward. But that's where my arms were. And so I could have stepped back to pull them so that they would have pulled my arms, but no, she wanted me to stand right there and let my arms go forward. But my arms were hanging the way that they would, so I didn't understand, and I kept trying to ask her, what do you mean exactly? I do not understand. Am I supposed to just lift my arms? I can do that, I can just lift my arms. And she's like, yeah, and then just let the cords pull. And it's like, they don't. What do you mean? And she's like, oh, okay. I'll just try and think of something else. And it's like, just explain this, please. So, oh well. I did all the other stuff, but there's a lot of, she's saying something, I don't get it. She doesn't understand exactly what I'm trying to tell her by my saying, look, you're saying 2 plus 2 equals 4. I see 2 plus 2 equals 5. And so she says, okay, how about this then? 2 plus 2 equals 4. I get what you're trying to say, but it's not showing up that way on my side. Can you explain it differently? Okay. How about 2 plus 2? So it was not a fun time. Yay on that. But past that, I have been still working with my computer, moving files around, trying to make sure that I don't overwhelm OneDrive, trying to install things to play, and trying to get things to work properly. I got PCSX2 onto this machine. Now, when I did it on the laptop, while it did not play things well, it understood exactly what I was trying to say. This time, I got it all plugged in, turned on, and it did not recognize my controller. So finally, I figured out how to make it turn on, and then it's just automatically press something and then it'll pause or pull up some other function of the program instead of playing the game. And then I was playing the game and then suddenly it pulled up an on-screen virtual keyboard. So 1/3 of the screen was gone, but it wasn't the Windows on-screen keyboard, because I turned that on and off trying to figure out how to get rid of this thing. But that on-screen keyboard came and went. This was separate and different. I turned off PCSX2 and the keyboard stayed there. So I had no idea what was going on. Had to log out, log back in. Thankfully, no keyboard. So uninstalled PCSX2 and I'll work on trying to figure that out later. But for right now, no. So this week, I have been doing a lot of stuff trying to get the system figured out, but haven't really been able to spend a lot of time playing anything. I've been testing stuff, but that's all I've really had time to do. So, yeah, I've been going slightly crazy. Which, you know, happens. Thumbs up for that. But I've been trying to think creatively. I have been trying to do things. I have barely been able, one of the reasons that I mentioned this, that I couldn't get out as much lately, is because of my bloody heel. Oh my God, those bone spurs are horrific. From underneath my heel all the way up to my knee, my right leg hurts. Oh, bone spurs are horrific. So I stagger along as best I can, trying to get places. And so I used to just go out, even just a couple months ago, a lot, walking by the stream, walking everywhere, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. Now with my heel, I'm lucky if I can get out once, and it is horrific. I do have some orthotics that they're working on to try and help out, and they're working on those right now after having measured my feet and such. So hopefully that will actually help. Part of it, I don't know how well it's going to work, because they're heel lifts. And if your top of the boot, which I wear, is here, you know, if it goes like this and then up to my calf, but if this is already pressed here, moving my foot up further, where is it gonna fit? So hopefully my boots will still fit and I won't have to go buy new ones, which I need to do anyway soon. So thumbs up on that. But, as stated, I've been trying to think creatively on all sorts of things, especially the solo RPG front. That's not been easy. I have not been able to play anything either. Whether it has been solo RPG, solo board game, or just computer games, getting the new computer and fighting to get it up and running like everything else has been a bit of a challenge. But it's just taking time. Just taking time. One of the annoying things is I used to be able to, on all my other systems, play a game, have a video playing in the background. Now the sound gets all crazy. I can go into the sound mixer and adjust it so that the game is not super loud and the background stuff's super quiet, because I'll just, before the game, this is at this volume. I load up the game and now this is at this volume. And this is up here. So I've got to adjust this so that I can hear it and bring this one down. I didn't have to do that before. Or just going in, because suddenly this is super gone from this to this, and this is suddenly gone down to here. So I've got to try and mix them back this way. And so all sorts of fun stuff going on like that. Yay! But still, as stated for the 45th time, doing my best. I've mentioned this kind of part before, but on the whole solo RPG stuff, when I am trying to make the whole place work, a giant house of cards where every part has got to fit. I've mentioned on the continent of Carthcog, there are the Hulat, the people. They are the Orcani, the Habani, and the Apani. Now, this is the overarching languages that they use. Individually, the Apani, they just call themselves Op, 1 Op, 2 Api. If they're a Hab, 1 Hab, 2 Habu. And Orcs, they just go with Orc and Orcani. And it's only when they're using the official terms that they are Orcani, Apani, and Habani. Yay on that. And to see how things would fit, because they are only polyglot to a degree, which is knowing more than one language. Each of them, like the Apani, they speak their own language. The Habani speak their own language, and the Orcani speak their own language. They do not know each other's languages fully. Like the Apani knows about 1/3 of the Habani words and 1/3 of the Orcani words. When you fit in the Habani doing the same thing and the Orcani doing the same thing, when you had like an Orcani and a Habani speaking together, when they've got their language and a third of these languages, these words, and they've got their language and a third of their words, that's a pretty good match. Unless they really want to sit down and spend time learning the full language, just knowing a third works. Because you know a third of their words, they know a third of your words. Yeah, that's a third of the words that don't match up, but still, that's a good amount of words. So you've got the Orkani who would be speaking Orkani with a bunch of Habani thrown in there, and the same here, Habani with a bunch of Orkani thrown in. And then, of course, occasionally it's like to make the branch because, oh, this word I know, I don't know how to say in your word, but I know how to say it in Apani. So you can have an Habani speaking Habani to an Orkani and then throw in Orkani and Apani words. And that's the way the societies work. So thumbs up on that. And that's all I really wanted to say on that, just to show that I'm still working on this stuff, even though it's not really game related, per se. And of course, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very, very cool. Helps the YouTube algorithm realize that I actually have a functioning channel. Barely. That would be very cool. If you could share with people that you think would like watching an old man yammer on incomprehensible about thoroughly inane subjects, that would be awesome as well. Thumbs up and thank you. If you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you so very much. Without your help, I would be much more hurting than I am. I am up here, which is, not too many steps above where I was, but it is steps. And oh my gosh, very, very appreciative. Thumbs up and thank you. You are beautiful and awesome people. If you've left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you as well. You too are beautiful and awesome in your own way. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up and heart each one that YouTube allows. And there's another thing, but I've forgotten entirely what it was. So thumbs up for that. Oh, I think it's I answer as many comments as I can, with my nerve compression. With physical therapy and exertion yesterday, I way overused this side. It feels like a knife going into my back between my spine and my left shoulder blade. I have to be super careful today so that I can keep using this arm. I get this thing any more irritated, I am not going to be able to use it at all. Thumbs up for that. Anyway though, hopefully you are going to be able to get done the things that you would like to get done today. Please do not beat yourself up if you cannot. It does not help you get it done better next time, and it just beats you up for no real good reason at all. So be good to yourself. You deserve it. And me, I'm going to edit, render, upload. I have to go out walkies. I'm going to get some stuff done. Like it or not, I gotta go out there into the rain. I don't mind that. Into the cold. I don't mind that. With my heel spurs, I mind that. So joy on that. But still, not a problem. Life is life, and you either lay down and die or keep walking, no matter how much it hurts. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is indeed a very good thing. And as Krusty of Krusty and the Moon Wizard would say, may the Moon Wizard bless us. Take care and have a good one.